My name's Kolby Ratigan. I'm a Johnson student, and my emphasis is themed entertainment design. I wanted to come to a school where I can work one-on-one with my professors, and my professors will know my first and last name, know who I am, and have the opportunity to skew my own assignments to what I'm really interested in and take classes in all my different interests. I live in Rancho Cucamonga, and I commute to school, and being a commuter student gives me the opportunity to be involved in school, but also get to be involved in my home life and see my parents every day, see my family on the weekends, and have a home-cooked meal for dinner. Good morning, guys. I'm here at the University of Redlands. I'm going off to my spatial studies class now. I would say Redlands has prepared me for life beyond school in a few different aspects. I feel like I obviously have my career path ahead of me, and that feels really solid, but I also know more about other topics that I wouldn't have learned at other schools. I'm coming back from my spatial studies class, and today we talked about spatial placemaking and the business side of spatial analysis and how that ties in with autonomy, technology, and that all fits in with theme park design, because everything that you do in a theme park is a spatial environment. I've always liked how things work, and when I went to Disneyland as a kid, I was really amazed with how all the attractions are put together, and I'm interested in all sorts of different topics like engineering, design, transportation, art, and theme parks really combines all my interests, and it's one of the few fields where you have hundreds of disciplines working together. I'm going to my class called Energy and the Environment, and we're going to be discussing our recent field trip to the Energy Center on campus. I just wrapped up my Energy and the Environment class, and now I'm going to my Intro to Sculpture class. Today we're going to be doing a critique for our projects. We did some projects with plastic mold making and casting. So we're going to be sharing what we've been working on for the past month and taking a look at everyone else's finished projects. I'd say being at Redlands, I've learned a lot about myself, knowing what I am interested in, like what topics, and that I find pretty much anything to be interesting, which is a blessing and a curse in disguise. I would say I've also been able to realize to stand up for what you want to do and what you believe in, and don't let people say, no, that's not a really good plan to stand up for what you want to do and actually do it. Last summer, I was a creative intern at the Hedema Group in Pasadena, and they do theme park attraction design, cultural exhibits, museum exhibits, anything themed that has a story you're trying to tell. And while I interned there, I got to work on some large-scale models making, and I also got to do concept development and 3D modeling for a huge variety of projects. I value being a part of the community in aspects that I can do what I want to do, get to study what I want to study, and be involved in the departments where my opinion matters, and I get to be involved in different activities within those departments, like doing set design or helping do independent studies or a concept design class. I get to be involved in different aspects to what I would like to do. I've been Scenic Designer on 2 shows now. This is my first time being the lead Scenic Designer, but I've done assistant work before. And I've also done props on 2 shows as well. So I think this is the 4th or 5th show I've worked on here. Being able to design a stage from concept to production is a really unique pipeline of work that you have to do. And I've been able to do assistant work on 2 shows, and that showed me the concept side and the fabrication side. And now being the lead designer on a show, I get to see all of that at once and kind of helped art direct the whole production, scenic-wise.
Size without I don't want it to compromise your artistic vision. So I was going to pose it to you and see what you thought.
It's always exciting when you start a new show. Going in as a designer, you have to understand what the story's about, and you're always working from a story that a writer figured out and put on paper. So you have something to play off of, but for your actual setting, the stage, scenic-wise, if it's abstract or realistic, that's where you get to do a lot of playing around and play in the sandbox, if you will. And having to come up with those ideas at the beginning phase and then kind of get your preliminary designs on paper and then jump into 3D modeling right away so you could really see how it will feel spatially is a really exciting challenge. And once you get that phase done, then it's time to draft out your plans, make sure it's actually practical and it can be built, and then you get to see it come to life. And that's probably one of the most exciting parts, because you spend months and months typically designing a show, And then when you get to walk into the theater and check in on your design and see what you've been building in your office to come to life, it's really exciting. Nothing comes close to it, really. I've been able to do some independent studies and personal projects while at the University of Redlands, and being able to prove my work ethic and my drive for knowledge to my professors has really allowed me to take those opportunities. And I've been able to do some 3D modeling projects on the side, some concept projects, and some physical models for fun. And I've been able to be a part of some different organizations for theme park attraction design and go to some of their events and network with people in the industry and learn different aspects about the industry you can't get from a textbook in a classroom. So that's the end of my day, guys. Thank you for joining me on my day at the University of Redlands.